Hey everybody, Doctorate here, and we are back with some more Magic Arena. It is basically 1:30 in the morning. The draft ends in 7.5 hours. I'm going to try to bang this out as quick as I can, because I gotta get up in like 6.5 hours, so we're just gonna draft. I am notoriously bad at it, and we're gonna see what we're dealing with here. Okay, so our first pack, we have Living Twister as our rare. I'm not too sure how big of a bomb that card is, in all honesty. It's a 2/5, very hard to cast, kind of forces us into Gruul. I'm not too happy with that as a first pick. So I'm trying to figure out if we have any bombs, especially if I want to go quickly. I might greedily pick a 10th District Legionnaire to see if we can get away with going Boros aggro and see how that goes, because if that goes well, it could very well be a very quick draft for us. But let's see what else we have. Devouring Hellion, attack all of our dudes, get really buff creature. Kiora, user's ramp. Let's just go play in blue or green, which is solid. 2/5 for 4, it's common, nothing too fancy. As far as removal is concerned, we have Jaya's Greeting. I think I'm just going to go 10th District. Let's see how this goes from here. Okay, now what would I pick as the best card in this pack as is? Because as we know, we're not dedicated to a specific color pair yet. Kasmina's fantastic. She lets us loot. She gets a little like chump blockers out. Stops us from flooding. I love her. We're early. Let's just go with that.
Us or them. I hope you
Ooh,
choose
let's
the
see
right
how
side.
greedy we get here. Right now, we are just looking for best cards in each pack. We end up running a Proliferate Shell. The top end on Merfolk Skydiver is not too bad. Hard to cast. He's, or she rather, is a 1/1 flyer for 2, but they can whip a counter on any creature, including themselves, so you can essentially think of it as a 2/2 bird for 2. With late in the game, you can proliferate to get counters up on everything else. And let's see, we gotta keep blue-black open, because Davriel's not bad. Forced discard isn't the worst thing. I don't hate it. Blue-black is a fun archetype. Callous Dismissal might wheel. We could end up in a Spells Matter type archetype. Let's see. Let's just go with Davriel. Let's go for a weird draft.
I'll have time for tea.
Let's see here. We're running double Planeswalker so far. I don't see the need for an Interplanar Beacon yet. Another Devouring Hellion. Let's see, in our color combo, what would we be looking here? Good Globe, solid for fixing if need be. Basically an expensive cantrip. Lets us draw a card when we play it. It's not the worst, could be filler. We do end up playing 10th District. Samet Sprint is really good with that card. I don't know where we're heading yet. If we do want to try to force a Spells Matter archetype, which shouldn't really force anything, but I'm trying to go through this draft really quickly. I don't hate the Strix. It's not the best. Let's see. At its worst, the weird is a 1/4 blocker for 3. Ooh, but if we can... I'm just going to go with the Sprint. Let's see where we end up in this weird, janky-ass deck. Okay, so we have Sworns. There's double black for... don't really like it. It's not the best removal. 2 damage for 2. Hard to cast if you want to get it off on turn 2. All of the Invasion kind of plays with our hand hate with Davriel. I don't hate it. Don't hate it, and that's good enough for me. And it's one of the few ways we'll have access to actually get rid of any of the gods if they show up. Shadowfuge is a little bit too slow. If we are on the play, it might hit them. If we play it on curve, later on when everyone's top decking, might not be as relevant. Iron Bully can fit anywhere. Has Menace. Yeah, I don't hate it, especially in the pack that we're dealing with right now. Everything else is kind of not great. And that can fit in whatever archetype we go for. Crush Descent, another counter, albeit a 4 counter that, at its worst, it's a 2/2 for 4, and if we can get a counter off, the value on that's pretty decent. Banehound's bad. Crop Invader. I wouldn't say it's good. Let's see here. We're not looking white at all. Let's just go a little bit weird with Crush Descent. We'll see how that goes for us. And nothing really in our colors outside of Charity Extractor, which we might just take just for filler. Let's see how this goes. Same thing here. Nothing I'm too keen on. Nothing I'm too excited to splash for. I think we just play the only playable we have, assuming we end up running blue. With red still being open, we don't run Demolish. That's bad. This is removal or really late game burn for like Planeswalkers. I don't see us doing that. Iron Bully's another splashable. On the off chance we end up swapping into green, depending on pack 2, let's just get this little cheap green boy. And the return to nature, and this. We'll just call this a bunch of this stuff. Ooh, Sarkhan's really good. He's a 5-drop. We're at his worst. He is creating a 4/4 flyer, which is fantastic. At his best, if you have other walkers out, like how we could potentially have, again, we're not for sure here what we're running. We could have Davriel, we could have Kazmina, plus Sarkhan. All of them will become 4/4 dragons. So if we already have a full board of planeswalkers, we plus him, we basically have 8/8 in the air with him. I think I greedily might pick him. If nothing else, I'm rare drafting him because I know I don't have a playset yet. Let's see. In our colors that we're looking at, I'm just going to sideboard our green stuff because that's the stuff I'm pretty sure, same thing with white, that we're not playing. What would I be interested in splashing? I don't really see 10th District coming in quite yet, so we're just going to get rid of that. Sprint can stay for now. We'll see what we can pivot to. The amount of walkers we're running, I don't hate Karn's Bastion. I'm probably going to take that. Nothing. Ooh, that's a hard one because Spark Harvest is pretty solid, especially if we just end up having some dummy amass token that's not big or worth it, or if we put a counter on something other than Iron Bully, we can sack it to pay the Spark Harvest. On top of that, it looks like we're not really running much for removal, and I think no matter where we're going, we're running black. I want the Karn's Bastion. I'm going to go for Spark Harvest. Let's see how this goes for us. Command the Dread Horde is a silly card. I don't see us reliably casting it. It's going to require double black. We're having something that's double red. Double black might be a bit harder to cast. Running red. Burning Prophet's not too bad for us. It's some scry effect. Pumps itself out. We're so far in our board. We have a few spells. We're not quite in the spells matter, but we're running 3 planeswalkers, 2 instant sorcery speed spells. Don't hate it. I'm thinking about it. Another Davriel sounds really silly to me. I don't think it's good, but I'm just going to... Don't know where we're at. I want Sarkhan. And we might just end up splashing blue for Kazmina. So for now, I think I'm actually just going to pick up Burning Prophet. At its worst, it's a 1/3. Go from here. Ace's Triumph, also not bad. Some card draw. At its worst, a Divination. Another counter. I don't want to be going too deep into that. Not looking at green. For splashing blue, I don't hate the idea of Jace's Triumph, but we're going to have to look for some more. Invade the sitting. Blue-red, a mess. How many instants or sorceries will we even potentially be running here? Because right now we're running 1, 2, before trimming anything. 3, 4, 5, 6 at most right now. So for 3, mass 6 would be pretty good, but that's assuming all of our spells are in the yard. Ugin's Conjurant kind of fits anywhere. I'm fine just picking that up. Ignite the Beacon. We don't really have any Planeswalkers as our 1 win condition. I'm not even sure when I'd splash that to be it. Everything else in here. I don't hate the idea of Vraska's Finisher. Pick that up. I'm trying to go quick. What's our curve looking like here? Let's see, you're just going to go over here because you're not really 1-drop. We're definitely looking 3-drop heavy and a little bit low on 2-drop. So let's see what we can pick up on the cheaper side of things. I don't hate the idea of another Burning Prophet. And let's see what else we have here. Sacrifice. Now a little bit weird. I don't mind Lazotep Reaper. As a 2-drop, gives us some board presence. Behemoth. Not the best body for its price. Let's just go with the Reaver. Don't know if we're going to be splashing white, so let's just get rid of that for now. I don't like Prismite as mana fixing at all, to be honest, but there's nothing else in here that really seems that great, so we're just going to pick them up. Now let's see, Kaya's Ghost Form. It dies, we can bounce it, so at its... I don't know if I like this card. I don't know if I even want to play Bonds of Passion, though. Because it's basically a very expensive shock, and I forgot the spell, but mana-wise, more expensive than the shock and that other spell would be, but it's only the singular card. It's a 6-drop. Pretty gimmicky. It needs something. It needs very specific things to happen for it to work. Let's see. As far as our top end, don't hate Manticore. It's 4/5 for 6, but I feel like we can do better. Let's just go with Ghost Form. See if we can do some weird planeswalker stuff. Nothing I'm excited about here. Let's get another Iron Bully out. Get a kitty. This, just sideboard, sideboard, sideboard. What do we have here? Domri would be really good, but yeah, I'm not seeing that happening too reliably. This is kind of a weak pack for us. The combat trick. I'll have another Samet sprint. Callous dismissal. I don't hate. It's a tempo play. Shitty because none of our uncommons are something I'm looking for. Proliferate would be cool, but I don't think we can get green and white. We could potentially splash green for Omri, but we'll see how we get for fixing.
You got it.
The Omnic Solace. Don't hate him. He's weird. If we end up with a token, we can just use his -2 to get some card draw out of the deal. Scorpion gives all of our zombie tokens Death Touch, and we're running. That's another 3-drop. How's our top end looking here, real quick? We have, let's just see, bounced out our 2-drops minus this because we don't really care about battlefield promotion, of course. Nothing really here for mana fixing. Again, I'm not the best at limited. I'll let you all know that right now. So I'm just kind of winging this as quick as I can. Because that's kind of where I'm sitting, so I might just go for Omnixilus.
And soldiers died.
I love Parhelion.
For my reign.
I don't think it's a good card, and if we were in the right colors, I would try to force it, but I don't see that happening. I don't know how frequently we will be able to trigger Cure if we went that route. As far as colors we're going to be running, it's a single red, there's a chance. Just go for the Mana Core. Find anything better, though. Watley's not good. Time Twist is a little bit weird. It can let us reset our walkers and protect them. I don't hate it. I feel like we need something that's going to win us the game, and I'm just not finding that. And if we're just trying to figure out what we're dealing with, because we got blue, red, we don't want Demolish. Let's get rid of that. We definitely want red. So let's see if we can just end up splashing blue here. Zhengangu wouldn't be bad, but I don't see that happening. I'm fine to get some more mana fixing here. Riders aren't going to do the job for us. How many planeswalkers are we potentially running? We have a Davriel, Domri, Kazmina, Ob, Sarkin. I don't hate Interplanar Beacon here. Those are what we're largely splashing for, and I would love to be able to cast them. Dam Break is just a big body, which we need. And let's see, as far as 2-drops, what are we running now? Do we really want Vampire Opportunist? Because that card's not great. It's not even a bear, it's just kind of bad. I guess it has its 7 mana, lose 2, gain, opponent lose 2, yeah. I don't know, I don't like this pack at all, so we're just going to go for Iron Bully, and we're going to trim most of those, guessing. Now we're in the first pack. What is playable here? New Horizons would be cool for splashing, but let's see. We're just going to get this. I don't see us running much for Sarkin's Catharsis. Unless I missed it, it doesn't look like we managed to find any real bombs in this draft, which is a shame. There, maybe we'll throw in God Pharaohs, who knows. Okay, that's our draft. It looks like I got a duplicate rare or something of this course. Whatever, I'm not too concerned. Let's see, what do we want? What we are looking at here. I don't think we want 4 Iron Bullies. So we are going to go in this viewpoint here. We're running 3-drop heavy, that's for sure. Our top end's a little bit... I don't know if it's heavy or if it's just not bad. Not good. Eternal, I think that's just not really that good. Prismite, I don't like you either. Kaya's Ghost Form, I don't think it's going to be that useful. Banehound's bad. 1-drops we're not running many of. Or any of, really, at this case. I really don't want to waste a turn just casting Ugin's Conjurant for 1. So now what else would I be cutting here? In this case, what are we doing? We definitely have some expensive high-end, so I don't really think I want to get anything else. Do we have anything that's going to be requiring double blue? No, we definitely need to land our blacks and reds, though, because our only current fixing looking like Guild Globe. Domri can technically help us cast Sarkin, If he lives that long, there's a whole lot of things there, but that's not really the ideal thing we're looking for. Let's see, what do I cut? What is bad? Unlikely aid, I don't think is that great for us. And as we gimp our actual use of burning profit with pump, what do we have for instant touch? I like finisher with extractor just because it can basically block most any creature, and then finisher can finish it, for lack of a better term. I feel like we're in a place where I don't like Manticore too much. Here, and what would I cut if I had to cut? I don't think we're going to be running the aggro game plan. I think we're just going to be stalling to get Sarkin out. I don't even think God Pharaoh statue is good, but it's fun, and I kind of want to keep it in there, though I should probably cut it begrudgingly. Do I, don't I? I'm going to be sad. I'm going to cut it. Let's see how we are looking here. Running mostly black. Nothing that... Oh, Omnixalis requires double black. Interplanar Beacon can help with all of our expensive things. Minus Dam Breaker, but requires double. Well, let's just go with it. Let's see how this draft goes. Okay, so that was me drafting fast, so don't expect it to be good. Apparently we're running 4 colors, so I have to figure out what we have. That is not what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, we have our forest with Domri, huh? Yeah, I don't see that reliably happening. I'm gonna have to cut our Domri, I think, and I'll just... Was it what, a 3-drop? What other 3-drop do I have? And yeah, let's get the God Pharaoh statue back. Probably a bad idea. Don't need these forests anymore. Okay. Let's just go with the suggestion here. Those are double red. We have a lot of things that need 1 blue. Hopefully we draw it, but for most of the things... let's just see how this goes. So we have our 3-color draft deck, and let's go to game 1. Again, normally I like to be done anything 2 hours ago, and we have as little as 3 games we have to play, depending on how poorly this draft goes. And I expect of all my videos, and if this goes poorly, probably going to be a lot of people talking maybe a little bit of shit. And by a lot, I mean maybe 1 or 2 who end up watching it. Oh boy, let's see. We're up against Sheila Fielman. Probably butchering, however I'm supposed to say their name. Now, what do we have? We have some fixing with Guild Globe. We have a Prophet we can play on turn 2. On Creature Spell, which will let us scry when we play Guild Globe. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let's just keep 7. Let's try not to mulligan. Get screwed. Worst case, we can play Conjurant, so I'm not too concerned. I'll priority for too long. They probably assume we have a Conjurant in hand. We're running Island, so we're just going to slam down our Burning Prophet now. If we don't hit a land drop next turn, we will just... Probably going to do this either way, but we're going to Guild Globe and hope to scry 1 with our Prophet. Ideally in... probably ideally an Island, just to get our mana fixing figured out. Erratic Visionary. Okay, so he's going to be looting quite a bit. We have Triumph, need our blue, so that doesn't help us at all here. We're going to be scrying... Oh, it's black mana. I think it's more important for us just to hit our land drops here in general. Of course, as much as I would love to go into combat here, that's not going to happen. We might end up basically burning Guild Globe right away just to land our Divination, because as long as we can hit our land drops on curve, maybe, if we're lucky, we'll be able to God Pharaoh statue and hopefully hamper our opponent in that regard. So let's see. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do, begrudgingly. So yeah, we are going to crack our thing right here. We are going to be hitting the Island. That's good. I'm fine with leaving that on top. We're going to be able to toll the invasion them next turn, which that's pretty cool. We have another land drop with the swamp. Same thing with toll. It amasses us. We're going to be able to get another scry off with Prophet, so I am more than okay with that. Because as it sits right now, we're on curve just to slam out God Pharaoh statue. Nothing requires double blue. We should hope for another mountain at some point, but if need be, we'll be able to play Omnixalis if they play anything scary. Doesn't look like they'll have the mana to hit Gateway Plaza. Okay, there's their fixing. And I'll be able to play Kior's Dam Breaker if I so choose. Gonna hit our land drop. We're gonna toll them. Let's see what they have in this hand. Ooh, and it's a 4-drop. I don't know why I always think that's so expensive. Ideally, we're going to be drawing land. If we draw land, I don't know. This is a hard call here. Well, let's see what's in their hand. We're gonna bottom this, and we're gonna put them behind potentially. So let's see, they have a Ugin the Ineffable. That cannot stay here. They have a Callous Dismissal. That's fine. He can bounce whatever he wants. Same thing here. In this case, his big threat... this is a hard one. Because I did bottom... The Skulker is a problem, but I can potentially just trade that off with Vraska's finisher. So yeah, we're definitely going to get rid of Ugin. That can't live. Same thing go. Ideally, if we can draw into one more land, we can just slam God Pharaohs. Basically everything in their hand, with the exception of Callous Dismissal. For a little bit, becomes unplayable. They do get the Skulker out, but I really didn't want to see that Ugin resolve. Okay, so sadly, we didn't hit what I wanted to hit. And I guess our finisher doesn't have... No, it doesn't have Flash begrudgingly. At its worst, we can just make a 5/5 Conjurant, which I don't hate. Because unless they decide to make the Skulker unblockable, which they very well can, they have the mana to do so. They could try to go for a tempo play since we pretty much spent all of our mana and just Callous Dismissal it, which, fair enough. Okay, so we're going to be taking 3 damage, is what it is. Trying to figure out what they could possibly have. And we hit our land drop. They could have counter magic, but we're just going to slam this God Pharaoh statue and hope it resolves. Okay, so he is going to be looting a little bit. Doesn't look like he has counter magic. I don't see Samet's Sprint being too valuable to us right now. And at its absolute worst now with the Sprint, what is going to be happening each turn, again, it's shitty enough that he has his Ashiok Skulker, because that's, at this point with our board the way it is, kind of scary. Let's see. Spells they're casting, so they can still at worst make this unblockable and just swing in. Might be worth our time to play Obnixialis and just get rid of it. I'd rather not give them the card draw, but... Okay, so they're going to be proliferating. They're going to try to make that their big body, so I definitely have to get rid of that. How much do I care about this damage? I'm not too attached to my amass token as is. Burning Prophet's been getting a lot of scry action down, which is always good. So I think here what I am going to do is, as much as I chagrin to give him card draw, we got a Reaver out, which at this point in the game it's not too relevant. I'd love to get our Dam Breaker down potentially next turn.
Unfortunately for you, we meet in battle.
Again, not too keen on actually giving them card draw here, but I don't currently have an answer for that one.
It is just a small headache.
Draw and discard. Let's see what they can do. They've been able to definitely go through a few more cards than I have in their library, but is what it is. It's attacking. Their board's not really scary. 6/7, so we can essentially pretty much, with what they have on board, they have access to 3, 6, 7, so 5 mana available for spells. Trying to figure out how we're going to get Vraska's finisher to do something for us, and what would I like to get rid of here? Sadly, the only thing we can actually kill is going to be Prismite. They could have a combat trick. If they do, they do. Looks like they're targeting my Prophet, so it definitely seems like they do. Okay, yeah, they're able to bounce it with all their mana.
I am not truly defeated.
So let's see what I have for options here. What I can potentially do, a few things. We have 5, 6, 7 mana available, so this can be 5, and then we can proliferate next turn with Kyora's Dam Breaker, getting 3. I'm not sure if that's the optimal number we're looking for here, so we can get our Burning Prophet. we can, let's see. I'd love counters on everything I could. It's probably, I figure out what our best option here. This is where I'm notoriously bad with limited. I'm not quite familiar with War of the Spark, but let's see. Burning Prophet has been pretty useful for us so far. Do I want to Conjure for a 2/2? Fine with that for now. We definitely played our hand out quite a bit. God Pharaoh statue slowly tickling them, which I can appreciate. Not the fastest win con, but it's getting there. Let's see, so we can just slam down our Dam Breaker. It's pretty hefty. We got a couple more counters on our creatures with proliferating here. There we go. So we have a 3/5, 3/3. Opponent's going to be looting. He's definitely been able to go through a lot more of his library just to fish for answers here. And we have... We don't want to attack. We can't do anything tricky with our finisher. We don't have mana. Ping him again. Now let's see. Can we draw? Okay, Arboreal Grazer. Lets them play another land, so it looks like opponents flooded out a bit. Their weird can get them. They're totally lost. A Callous Dismissal back. Don't think it can... Yeah, thankfully it can't hit anything too big. Now, what do we want to do? Can we do something silly if we swing in with Dam Breaker? In this case, what they would probably do is block with this Crocodile and another creature. We would trade with the Crocodile and be able to kill another creature with Finisher. I don't think that's our worst move here. Let's see what happens. Or they could very well do nothing. Let's see, they're going to have to double block if they want it to die. I'm okay with that. I don't want them fetching things with the weird if I can avoid it. Because I currently think that is... Sadly, their Visionary is what I really want to kill, but you want the Crocodile to take the damage, so it dies. Extra damage that happens on the weird. We can remove him now. And then they get pinged again. So their board's not too intimidating for us. The only thing that they have... Yeah, they don't have anything. They're going to be fishing. That's definitely something. They're going to be dropping what mana they don't want to flood into anymore, I'm guessing. In this case, Crunch Wrangler's not doing too much for them, so I don't think that's you. What is their play here? We have them on a very slow clock. A very, very slow clock. We're actually probably safe to start swinging in. We're not going to play this land. No real need to. Now, if we start swinging in, what can we swing in with? I'm fine swinging in with the Prophet for now, because they currently don't have anything that can block it successfully. They might just chump with the Grazer. Oh, Awakening of V2 Ghazi. Okay, I did not expect that one. That is a problem. We do have a Spark Harvest somewhere in here that will let us deal with it. I'm kind of wishing we had Vraska's Finisher to deal with that now. So for the time being, we are definitely going to be chumping to the best of our ability here. Let's see, it doesn't have Trample or anything, no. Iron Bully's basically done his job. He has more than enough blockers that the Menace doesn't matter anymore. Sky Alerting. Okay. He's going to have a flying, relatively beefy Amass token. We are flooding out a little bit, which isn't what I want to see. No real reason for us to play that mountain, but I did. The opponent has us on a much shorter clock now, because we can't jump this. We can slowly lose our board to V2. Yeah, he was able to loot so much with the Visionary. It's a little bit frustrating, but what can you do? Remember when I started this draft and I wanted to go for something quick and not grindy, and here I am trying to kill someone with a God Pharaoh statue? What did they sacrifice, Prismite? For Arlen's Wolf, okay. We are now in sketch territory. Ooh, I hate to do this, but we cannot afford to get hit for 9. what saves us here? I'm not exactly sure. Here, Stone Blades doesn't do anything for me in this situation, so we're just gonna hold it. I'm trying to figure out if we can do anything here. We had our walkers out and we drew into Sarkin, that might have been an answer. But sadly, it's looking like opponent has us here. They should just start swinging with everything. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to scoop this one and get on to our next game. Sadly, it looks like they were just able to, as you can see with Bronze Tier 4, haven't done draft this season, so let's see. Looks like we actually have 10 hours, but I will be at work during that, so let's see. Maybe this will be a quick draft that I don't show anyone. Lost all the games. That would be cool. That'd be fun. At worst, I'd like to break even if these games are big. I also like sleep, but yeah, that doesn't know. So let's see. We have Beacon, which fixes. We have Guild Globe. This is a greedy keep, but we might be able to get something with Honor the God Pharaohs as long as we curve into our third land. We're on the draw. We have a Conjurant that we can just play as a 2-drop if need, or a 3-drop if needed. Let's see how this goes. Both dropping our mountain turn 1. So you might, yeah, he's running a Burning Prophet, so he's definitely running a spells matter in some way, shape, or form. Slam this down, get our Guild Globe out, let's see what we can find. Swamp, that's perfect, that's what we wanted to see here. Ideally, we're looking to curve out, but we might get some hand hate off with Toll of the Invasion here. Getting some card draw, so they're going to be getting in for 2 here. With their fancy divination, with the weird, very... If you haven't seen them, the mirrored images on these cards are very uncomfortable to look at. That's not what we wanted. Davriel is cool. I think right now, we toll for now just to get something out. Deal with whatever's in their hand that is scary. Let's see what we have here. We have No Escape, which is a counter, which, of course, I don't want to see anything get countered if I can avoid it. Sphinx, let them bounce. What scares me here? Tamiyo's Epiphany is kind of insane, and I don't want them to draw into what they want. We haven't hit our blue mana. Ideally, perfect world, they tap out here. They play, let's say, in the Nahiri or something. We draw into mana. We can slam out a Kasmina and go from there. They're, at least, if nothing else, going to swing in with Prophet. Don't think we're at the point where we chump just 2 damage from the Prophet. They might just -1 Nahiri just to get rid of our amass token just in case.
Be reduced to rubble.
Which, I wouldn't blame them for it. Oh, and it's only 2 target tapped creature. Oh, geez, I didn't realize it was that specific. Alright. So what we are going to do, because kind of lacking options here, we want to keep hitting our land drops. We're going to honor the God Pharaoh, make a slightly bigger token. Let's see, what do I not... Be greedy, let's get rid of our Iron Bully, even though it's playable. We did manage to hit our land drop off of that, which is cool. We might just end up holding back our token, because we don't want it to get hit by Nahiri, play Davriel, and get some discards going on into Kasmina. Definitely an option. As far as threats are concerned, I don't necessarily have an immediate answer for Cyclops Electromancer. All depends on if they're going to hold up counter magic or not. With No Escape. Of course, giving away a lot by mousing over their cards, but... Okay, now what do we not care if it gets countered or not? Because they're definitely holding up No Escape mana. But that works both ways. We can just hold up Crush Descent. They tap out for something big. Because they know we can see that. That's fine. We couldn't even counter that anyways with Crush Descent, sadly. It's becoming problematic a little bit. Now what do we not care if it gets countered? I'm Here's the thing, I'm not too attached to our Burning Prophet as it is. That'll probably get no escaped, if I'm not mistaken here. Or they might even let that resolve, which gives us the opportunity to do a combat trick. Okay, and I would much rather them get all these spell procs on their turn, where they won't be able to take advantage of at least bonus power. They do get a double scry between Burning Prophet. Whatever it is, they kept it on top, and sadly we don't have mana for Crushed Descent. That is a problem, I'm not gonna lie to you. Gonna get an Amass token for 2 with flying. We don't have removal in mind as it stands. Not swinging in with their Prophet. No, we're holding priority on something. Hit another swamp. So what do we want here? We can... Charity Extractor doesn't leave us with mana to do anything. We can Kasmina and downtick, which doesn't really do anything for us. Yeah, I think we're just in a real shit spot. I mean, Davriel might be able to protect our face. We keep Nahiri Stoneblades up for a combat trick on the ground. Heal up a little bit. Make them discard, hopefully, something relevant.
Tidy up in there.
Now, what does opponent discard? I'm going to assume he's going to swing the Mass Token at Davriel, Strix at my face potentially, swing in with Skylord and Prophet. I don't know what he's all running for Amass shenanigans here. Because if it's only a 2/2 flyer, it's shitty. But, Rescuer Sphinx, yeah, I guess that's definitely still an option. They're probably going to bounce their Skylord to pump their Amass token. Does that happen at the... Let's see. Okay, yeah, it just gets shot into their hand. That is what it is. Okay, so I can hold counter magic up. I can get rid of their Burning Prophet. The zombie army token's not area stands. This stops them from getting some value, or am I more scared of this token? No, it'll just be a 2/2 on the ground. There we go. So those trade. Davriel dies. We expected that. Our token lives. I don't know what they have for 1 mana that's holding priority. Probably a Conjurant as well. We have Spark Harvest available to us too, so let's see what our actual game plan is here. In Spark Harvest, we can hold up Crush Descent mana and dump that to Spark Harvest a threat. Yeah, we'll see. At its worst, I think it's okay for us just to hold up Crush Descent. Yeah, because this uses all their available mana. Yeah, let's just see how this goes. Worst case, we can Spark Harvest next turn. I just don't want to Crush Descent and then just have to sack our now 4/4 token. Now they don't have the mana available to them. We get rid of that. We have a 4/4 on the ground. Of course, they have their 4/3 burb. But what we can do next turn is play Kasmina and sack the wizard we get from that to get rid of the Sphinx. Yeah, I don't hate that. And what do we drop? Kasmina. We'll see what we loot. We loot in land, we can just dip the land out, of course.
Impress me, and I may offer my students are
Yeah, sprint's not relevant to us currently. Of course, we held the black mana open. It's a sorcery speed. So we are going to target their Sphinx here. We are going to sack our little 2/2 wizard. And we're not playing the Conjurant for 1. Now let's see what their game plan is. Trying to figure out why their zombie aren't. Oh yeah, Nahiri, never mind, I'm dumb. We can still get one more use out of it. We lose the actual passive on Kazmina, but I'm okay with that. Now let's see what we actually find getting another wizard out.
Focus on what matters.
Ooh. Conjure's a dump. Charity Extractor's not really that strong of a card, generally speaking. So we can Jace's Triumph into some card draw. We found a Sarkin, which is pretty cool, and I don't hate the idea of a 4/4 Conjurant, to be quite honest with you. At least it gives us something to do with our mana here. They could have a counter available. And if they do, I'd much rather them counter this Conjurant than Sarkin. Because as it stands with him, gives us, at worst, a 4/4 body in the air. And let's see, I think we are fine to swing in at Nahiri, because if we want to start swinging in the air, I'd rather them not have the minus, just to kill our bigger creatures. It looks like he is going to be getting rid of his amass token, which I'm fine with. If you want to do it that way, I'm okay with that too, because that protects everything with the exception of my wizard. Now, would it have been cool to get like a Dam Breaker off on Sarkin? Everything, really? Ah, another Rescuer Sphinx, huh? Gonna be able to bounce that. I don't like this 4/3. It's very awkward for me to deal with, personally. Now, let's see. What do we want here? We have all the mana fixing we could use. Could at least get a Sarkin out. Frustratingly, shit, he was holding up counter magic. That's a real bummer. Do we swing with the Conjurant then? In this case, they will trade, but at least I don't have to deal with a flyer that I can't deal with otherwise. So in this case, it looks like he's fine with the board state as it is. In a race, he has me beat. He has lethal on me in 2 turns, this one in the following, assuming he doesn't have any crazy pump spells. And I currently don't have a way to deal with things in the sky. Trying to figure out what do I have left in here that can... We have, trying to think what helps us with Leaf here. We have Omnic Solace in there technically, which can remove the Sphinx. You have... that's it. We're kind of like out of cards. I know we have that Sarkin's Catharsis here, but that can burn face, and that will, let's just say everything hits face this turn, we'll get him down to 5 HP, which isn't enough. Yeah, I think if we do not draw into Nyxalis, we lose, especially with them landing Atamio's Epiphany. Is that a second one that they had? I could have sworn I got rid of that, but that could have been the first game. Okay, buddy, let's go. I feel like you don't have too much thinking to do, especially when you keep 3 on top. Of course, he doesn't know what I can do to deal with it. Currently, I have to draw into that, and that's a good game. Let's just whip out our Dam Breaker, proliferate on our singular Conjurant, swing in for 6, hit him with the GGs, and then we can just... Okay. We're 0-2. Is this when we turn it around? Is this where everything goes better for me? Is this where we go for at least 1 win? Is this an hour of my life I'm not going to get back? And 5,000 gold gone? With very poor returns in the form of a singular booster? Probably. If I didn't have work, would I do another one? Definitely. Sadly, that's not the case here. And I'm a little bummed out about it. Now let's see. What are we drawing into? How can we salvage this run? We have our blues, we have our reds, we don't have black mana, but what we do have is a Burning Prophet on turn 2, which isn't the worst. We're on the draw. We're decently likely to draw into our swamp, considering we're running the most of those than anything else. Reminiscent's not bad for a 1-drop. We might be dealing with a pretty aggressive deck here against a Mahogany Boy. Yeah, red-white definitely makes me feel that way, and we did draw into the black mana we are missing. So what we can do is... I'm trying to figure out what I prefer. I think we have a bunch of spells at a 3-drop that we can draw into, and Burning Prophet is a good blocker against Grim Initiate. Either way, we are going to get down our red source here, or our black source. Now let's see, what does opponent play here? Tibalt, huh? Okay, you know what? I actually don't hate Tibalt in draft.
Enjoy the more.
You can trade with some really weak creatures, but he's realized you can't really compete our board as it stands. Lazatep Reaver's not a big deal. The Amass 1 will just get murdered by the devil, so I'm not really too much of in a rush to play that. What we might do, probably just honor the God Pair. What would I want to get rid of? Again, I think Lazatep Reaver's our weakest card here. As shitty as that is, because we don't have a way to get that Amass up. So we're just going to get rid of this body here. Do I hate this? No, I think he'll block something and we can remove it. So, and we hit a land drop. I think we're on page to curve right into Dam Breaker. We have to draw 1 mana. Don't really want to swing in. Matter what, we probably just block the Grim Initiate if he swings in with it. If he does swing in with the Devil, we are just going to block that one with our little 1/1 token. That happens, boohoo. He's going to ping our Burning Prophet for 1 or my face. That is what it is. Let's see if he's deciding that's his game plan or not. I don't hate this. Let's see if we swing. That's first strike, so if we just swing in with the token, swing at this, he blocks the Devil. I don't think we're going to get anything with the finisher this turn, but against the board as it is, I don't hate getting a second Burning Prophet. For our 5-drop, we can probably get away with just buying out Conjurant. At least 2. Okay, this thing's going to be getting a decent amount of counters. Now let's see. Yeah, I still don't hate just tapping out on Conjurant here, because I think that might scare him from attacking. So we have a 5/5, no matter what he swings with. We have some very favorable blocks on the Initiates. Yeah, it looks like he tried to force an aggro deck as much as we tried to force a control deck. Which, if we're getting matched up based on win rate, we're both probably not having a good night. Assault team, huh? 4/1. Okay, that's a little bit intimidating. With haste. Lets him put a 1/1 counter on something. Let's see how much he swings here. Or if he swings. And it's not... Okay, he's swinging with a few things. He's swinging with all the things. So I think just so we can deal with this sooner rather than later, we are going to get rid of the battalion. Technically have a little chumper left. Are going to use you to deal with the assault team, and we are going to block each one of you, even though you're going to make a decent Amass token from your dying. But what that does let us do is, if need be, we can trick something out with Vraska's finisher by swinging in with our Prophets. Yeah. 4/4 zombie token is not the biggest deal at the moment for us. That Pharaoh statue is silly. Let's see how this works for us. Let's see if he decides to... We're going to pretend we care about getting rid of Tibalt, so he's probably going to block with them both, potentially. We get Tybalt. He
I'll
gets
just
rid of
go
our
torture
Conjurant.
someone
That's
else.
whatever. I'm not too concerned. At that point, we don't have any instant speed interaction, so we're just going to take a little peek in here. Land is cool. Lets us hit Dam Breaker. Let us hit Statue. He's kind of missed a bunch of land drops, as is, so I'm okay with that. So what does he have? He has another Initiate, whatever. Wanderer. Would let him get rid of our Dam Breaker, and this is just straight card draw. I think we just get rid of the Wanderer for now. Depending on what he actually plays, which could very well be card draw, we'll just be able to stick Pharaoh Statue next turn. Ooh, he only has the one red. Playing a Teo too.
Are there others like me? Put me out front.
Do we have anything we care about here? I think we just jump. And then, of course, we are just going to slam down the God Pharaoh statue, making everything much harder for opponent to cast. What do we... Our Spark Harvest is fine. I think we have the mana just to essentially hardcast that to an extent. I think we actually need a second swamp, but we'll see how this goes. Do we want to attack... I think so. Let's see if they want to do anything. They might just chump with the Initiate, get a bigger token, but worst case scenario, we can Spark Harvest that the next turn. Oh yeah, I forgot about the ping damage from the Devil. This is why you don't play
This is harder than I thought.
2:20 in the morning. Of course, they get the mass off, they get the trade. Yeah, that was probably suboptimal. Currently, I know if nothing else, 4/5. Well, they can play Honor the God Pharaohs and whatever they draw next turn. And let's see how we want to deal with this. If we just whip out our Dam Breaker, it can block just fine. We're not proliferating onto anything, but that just is what it is. You know what? No, I don't want to give his counter. Okay. Ping him for 1. Let's see how this goes. Nothing else. He'll be able to play Honor the God Pharaohs and dump whatever other cards in his hand. Might want to rethink that move, champ. And get rid of his shield, which I don't hate too much. And then... I'm not too concerned. Let's just get rid of token, stack the profit. If nothing else, we have a big beater on board, right? And we can just cast Vraska's Finisher for another body. Have an emergent zone, okay. Seems like a weird include, but who am I to judge? They're able to cast Honor the God Pharaoh. That's basically going to be their turn here. I'm just going to swing in. Let's see if they decide to chump. They probably will. Unless they have some other amass in hand. Make their land drops. Let's see. If they have anything absolutely terrifying, we can Nixalis it. But for now, we'll just enjoy them drawing cards and getting pinged. This is just spot removal as needed.
Suffer the dreams of the damned.
So they have a Goblin Assault team. That's cool. They swing at my face or at Nixalis. Just at my face, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Now let's see. Do I care about this race? Well, if we're just straight racing, he is going to win. So what I'm thinking... Let's see, we can technically get this and this out, which makes this... For 5, 10, 15. It puts them on the clock. For us, they need something on top of Assault Team. Again, yeah, you know what? I actually don't hate this too much. Let's see, Guild Globe. I don't really like that too much. Let's see. Just scry that down. Swing at their face for 10 here. And we are just going to give them some card draw. but we're gonna empty the board out.
The way
We just gotta remember, essentially, they're stuck on 4 mana, they're at
try
2
not to
health,
think too hard.
only 1 damage is gonna have to go off, so we just have to survive this turn. And if they don't kill me, whatever creature
I
they
am
play,
your inner
I'll just
demon.
nuke with Nixalis, draw some card, do the damage, easy as that. It's a card draw, hangs them, good game opponent. So
Knowledge
not
is
for nothing,
without prize.
we at least have 1 win here. We're up 2 notches in bronze. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna be getting some gems. Which I'm okay with. Some is better than none. I haven't had the Planeswalker dream happen yet that I've wanted. Haven't been able to just dragon punch someone. But that's okay. I'll live. So we are on our 4th game, if I can count. Ideally, we break even. Hoping to be done this within 40 minutes. That'd be cool. Might have to cut it. Let's see. We have all the mana we'll need other than Double Mountain. Burning Prophet is a 1/3 decent blocker. Charity Extractor, same thing. It's not great for removing anything on the board, but it can chump basically anything. And we have something to do on every turn for each land. We can Burning Prophet on 2, trigger the Scry on turn 3 with Toll of the Invasion. They have some mana fixing going on here. Just gonna want to get all of our colors. Let's get our blue here. Get out our Burning Prophet. We don't want to cast our Conjurant for 0. What is opponent doing? On one side. Sorry about that. Dogs are going a little bit crazy there for some reason, but handled. And do we want another land or do we want action? They hold into Crunch, which can't do anything on its own. Extractor can technically block that if they're not running any pumps. Now let's just see how we curve out. Now what do they have that I do not want to deal with? Manticore is a problem, but they don't have the mana yet. We can play Davriel as soon as they want to. Let's get rid of that. Everything else is relatively small, and Nixalis at its worst gives us cards. So let's get rid of this just to get rid of some of the hand hate. And now we have the double black for Nixalis if we want to play them ourselves, even if it's just a matter of nuking our own little zombie token just to get some card draw from it. Okay, Goblin Assault Team is annoying. Lets him swing in with Crunch, but that doesn't change with Crunch though. It's still going to not be able to swing without help next turn. Sure, it gets the counter, but again, if we need to, we can just get rid of it with Nixalis on turn 5. Yeah, thinking about it, probably didn't have any need to keep that swamp up top. That brain's a little bit addled this late. Not a hard choice. There you go, champ. Now, what do we play? Do we play a big Conjurant or just the Charity Extractor? I mean, here's the thing. Extractor can always, or the Conjurant can always be bigger later. Extractor's gonna be what it is. So, as well get our little damage off. Get our 1/5 up, which can no longer block the Crunch as is, which is a shame, but we have removal coming up next turn if need be. I don't want to give him card draw. He's in the same boat we are, though. He can curve right into Nixalis. He's just getting a Lazotep Reaper out, which I'm not too concerned about. Let's see. We're going to have double red available to us. We're going to get Nixalis out. Again, I really don't want to get rid of this, give him card draw, but kind of in a situation where we need to deal with this 5/4. Nothing else is intimidating.
Tremble
I'm not
for your
too attached to any of our creatures here. He's going to take at least a couple damage from the card draw, but it's card draw. Basically, any day of the week, I will take a ping for 2 cards.
History, others will learn from your mistake.
Let's see. Couple of ping damage. You basically get shocked for that.
Suffer the dream. It is
The
just
board,
a
as it
sword.
isn't intimidating. We probably helped him hit his land drop in order for him to cast his own Nyxalis. Doesn't have it's 6 mana for Manticore yet, but a 4/5 is a little intimidating. Figuring out what to do with his 2 open. We're gonna Heartfire our Prophet, which is a bit of a bummer.
Try not to think too hard.
I can't imagine he doesn't hit his land drop here. It looks like he missed it, even with all that help we gave him. How relevant is the Conjurant going to be for us? I feel like there's a decent chance we dump mana into it and it just dies to Nyxalis. Trying to figure out how weird it would be for me just to basically cycle it with Nyxalis here, like A1. Again, this is probably a bad idea. Get some more card draw off of it.
You have one can learn much from death.
There we are. So that's up play. Is it a good one? I'm not sure yet. What we can do is buff our Extractor a little bit here. Doesn't have Vigilance, just Lifelink. At least now it can actually kill the Lazotep Reaper. And now it makes
I
our
am
Charity
your
Extractor a
enemy.
pretty big target for his own Nyxalis there. Assuming he hits his land drops. Opponent's getting flooded, I feel, or screwed. I feel a little bit bad, but we're getting flooded kind of bad here too. So let's see how this goes. We can at least swing in with the Iron Bully. It does have minutes, so he can't block it. I don't want to keep this boy unattended, because at least every time he's drawing, he's pinging himself, so... We have the need to use any mana. I mean, right now, there's nothing, like, we can still, that red card, the
Knowledge
Dread
is
Horde
not
something or
without
other.
price.
Let's see here. There we go. He hit his land drop. Is he going to go for Nyxalis and remove our Charity Extractor to get rid of our own? Decent enough chance there. Okay, so he's playing it.
As a human, I conquer.
He's going to get rid of our Extractor.
Subjugate.
Which, fair. It's a bummer, but what can we do?
Your bones will read as
We hit our God Pharaoh statue, which is kind of hilarious.
Small-headed.
So he's going to get rid of our own Planeswalker here. But what we do get to do,
Cherish your brief
if
triumph.
nothing else, he's only going to get one more use out of...
Try not to think
Nyxalis.
too hard.
So we can... How much mana do we have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we will have 8. Let's get this Interplanar Beacon out. And yeah, and that will let me guild. Let's guild globe first. Let's see what we find with this here. Yeah, it's just God Pharaoh
I am
statue.
your
I'd rather do that than hold up Crush Descent mana right now, and that'll be more useful when he has less mana to work with. So we're just going to slam this now. Get him down, so if he down ticks,
You will now perish
that's the end of it.
first.
At least now we're hitting him for 1 each turn. He's sitting on 3 available mana. He's going to get rid of our Crush Descent, which is a bummer. Get his little Amass token out. Is he going to sack one of his own creatures? He's going to target his own Amass token. I feel like, yeah, that's fine. That's a
I will
fair play.
fresh blood is ideal for
We got rid of the chip damage he was doing to us. And we can get some card draw now without getting hit in the face because of it. And what can we do that is fun? We can honor the God Pharaohs. We still will have enough mana to Iron Bully. We're basically fine on land, so we can just jump that one here. And we now have Sarkhan available to us. Well, either way, I think we are just trying to get him down sooner than later. So what we can do with a singular creature out, and it's unblockable, blah blah blah. He's sitting at 4 mana, so he's still not able to cast that Mana Core. I'm assuming he's going to hit this land drop here. Let's see what he does. Looking at our board, Currently, without issue, unless he plays another creature, we can swing in for 3 on our turn, plus the ping damage from there, so we're at 4. So we are looking at 3-turn clock with that math. But if we land Sarkin and they don't kill our bird, turns. Let's see what opponent does here. Okay, so he's fetching some cards back. He's getting his Nixalis. We have Vraska's Finisher coming out. And we have the mana to play that and everything else. Weird one. Do I just want to swing with the board and get rid of this Reaver that's kind of not a non-issue, but makes use of all of my mana? Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, we can play everything there. Again, I'm not saying this is an efficient use of Finisher, but it's a use of Finisher. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Heal a little bit. Now take our boy to get a 4/4 dragon. And then we can just end our turn. Take him for 1. Now, does he have an answer to our very wide board? 6 mana available. Nope. Good. Okay. So we are now 2-2. I don't know if this is how the comeback's gonna start. I'm getting pretty tired. I don't know how many parts this video is gonna be either. It might be a 2-parter. At least that could bide me another night of actual sleep. At this point, I'm aiming to win 1 more. If I get another win, we break, well, not break even, but at least I went 3-3. You know what? A 50% win rate's kind of what you're averaging. That's what I'm hoping for, not touching limited ever. So, see how it goes. Ooh, so this isn't a good hand. We're hitting double swamp, which is good for Omnixalis if we could curve rate to turn 5, but we don't have red, don't have our 3rd mana. Let's mulligan to 6 and see how that treats us. 3 mana, we might just play Conjurant as a 2-drop, depending on what they do, but at least we can Jace's Triumph. Damn it, Sprint's a dead card for us, essentially, for a little bit. No red, but let's see what happens. The one thing we have going for us is at least it's a slow format. So ideally we won't be dying turn 4. Because our opponent was trying to do like the Boros aggro setup that we started with when we picked the 10th District Legionnaire. But that one is very hard. There's very specific cards you need to make that work. Perfect world, you hit a bunch of instant spells and you're actually able to play Feather, but let's see. Iron Bully. We have card draw. Might be able to hit him. I don't like that right now. Let's just bottom him and see what we deal with. Get our swamp out. They assume we're holding Conjurant. They were paying attention to priority there. We're dealing with the plains. We might have our aggro boy. We might be dealing with some white-green proliferate stuff. Don't know yet. Not for nothing. At least we have at least one of each of the colors we're running. So anything that requires blue mana we'll be able to cast. That's good. Assuming we continue to curve out, and with Jace's Triumph, I don't see that being a problem. Opponent's thinking. Did he pick a 1-lander? Nope. Okay, so it's... Oh yeah, there's the card. There's the Legionnaire. That's cute. I can dig it. Let's see. I'm not concerned with the Legionnaire yet, so I'm going to spend this time getting Jace's Triumph. Gonna be able to play our Conjurant for 4. Maybe do a trick with Samet's Sprint View with it. We'll see. So yeah, they're Conjuranting for 3. Yeah, I think that's what we're dealing with right now. We're gonna get our double black out, and we also have double red, which is good. Or do we just go for Charity Extractor? That doesn't really do much. At least they might not want to just throw a body wholesale into a Conjurant at 4. Because what we know here is we can, as far as we're aware, block either 10th District or Ugin's Conjurant. They could have removal. Theo's Light Shield getting a counter on their Legionnaire. What are we dealing with? Let's get another red man out to get our double red. We will play our Charity Extractor. And depending on what they do, we might just Samet Sprint on our Charity Extractor to make a favorable trade. Conjurant is basically, whenever damage is dealt to it, it loses that many counters, so it's only a 4/4 for the first hit. So let's see what opponent does. I don't think they have any pump, or else they probably would have tried to swing through with a Legionnaire. Because that one gets the 1/1 counters whenever you target it with a spell. In this case, anything that even gives it a 1/1 with a target, 2/2. They have Nahiri, which means they might think they're safe to swing with First Strike.
Is a soldier in my army.
End of combat phase. You know what? If they want to go slow, I'm okay with that. Let's just hold invasion. What are they hiding in here? Locks it on Sergeant. Vigilance. Can't technically play that quite yet. Goblin Assault Team is kind of scary. It lets them control counters. What do I not have an answer for? Assault Team, we can just tank the hit with our big boy. And of course, Beefy. Vigilance sucks, but it's whatever it is. I mean, they can draw into garbage with this. I'm not sure what we want to deal with. I think I'm okay with getting rid of the Manticore. It's kind of a big threat that just stays. At least we now have a 1/1, which we can do something with. Right? In retrospect, should definitely have played that Swamp first to hold mana up for Samet Sprint. That was definitely a misplay on my part. Because we no longer have any proper combat tricks, but on that same note, neither do they. The closest to a trick they have is the Goblin Assault Team. Law Rune Enforcer is very scary to us. Gonna get some card draw to the deal too. This lets them tap any of our big creatures. Now let's see. Have the option to Nyxalis, and if we do, it's a matter of what do we kill. I think still the correct answer is just get rid of the Legionnaire. I don't like giving them this card draw, but I'm also very scared of what this card can be. And outside of tapping our shit, nothing they really have is too threatening. Conjurant, it's shitty. We can get rid of the Goblin Assault Team. We can do some fun, tricky shit if they do not tap our Charity Extractor, which they might. Definitely a thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Could have drawn into some real gas, found a bomb that they had buried deep. Targeting our Conjurant. Let's see, opponent. Please play quicker, though. So they are running Assault Team. Yeah, it looks like they're going to be tapping our Extractor, I think. Can't target anything with Nahiri, because she can only target things that are tapped. Which they can do. Let's see. Oh, we actually might be able to trick that, potentially, depending on how much they spend. She's going to -5 on our Extractor, I believe. Assuming they did -5, I'm annoyed that I only see -X here. There we go, -5, yeah. So we can at least get a Scry off and keep him alive for another turn. Let's see, target player. HP is too high. His Planeswalker is basically going to be garbage outside of the First Strike, which is annoying. It makes their Conjurant much better than ours. They want to swing their whole board at Nyxalis. I am totally fine with that. Their First Strike makes none of our trading favorable. We lose our counters against the Conjurant first, and then we're dealing with a 1/1. Can't deal with the Assault Team otherwise. I think it's in our best interest, as it stands right now, just to buff up our extractor a little. Not gonna swing with it, we're gonna protect it. Ideally, they tap out, but we're still running into the issue with the law. I keep forgetting about this fucking card. Let's see. As we can see on land, we're flooding a bit. We're at 7 to their 6. Okay, maybe not as bad as I thought. Gonna tap our charity extractor. Now, where do we start chumping here? That will just die here. Let's get rid of the token. I don't know why they're swinging with the light shield. I'm a little offended. Only get it down to a 2/2, which doesn't do much. It's just gonna be swinging in. At least we can make a block there. I want to take 4 to the face. Not really. Do we have a token? I think we have some other synergies, whereas this guy is just gonna be how he is. Gonna be taking the 3 from the Conjurant. First strike sucks. I'm not used to Nihiri's first strike actually being relevant, but I guess that's the key difference in a limited format. Some cards I thought were bad might actually have some use. Okay, so they're going to be doing some tricks. That's fine. That's fine. Do you have another one? So we now have a really small Conjurant, which is not of much use to us. We need to find a way to deal with this Enforcer just to keep Charity Extractor untapped. Burning Prophet's not the card we need. I think we essentially have one more turn to find what we need. Let's see what they have untapped. It's just Burning Prophet. So as shitty as this is, I think because they're going to tap it either way, we have to get rid of Nahiri now. Get the lifelink off our Charity Extractor. This allows us to chump block their assault team. No longer having first strike is a real big deal for us. That's fine. I expected that. I'm not too concerned. The 1/1 counter that they're going to be likely giving the Prophet, if I had to go out on a limb here, does suck. But at least we're not taking the 4 to the face right now. If we ever get rid of the Law Rune Enforcer, at least we're going to be able to block their whole board or anything they swing at us. You know what? Yasmina, you're not quite what I'm looking for. The Scry might be useful. What mana do we have? Technically, we do have Crush Descent mana available. That's fine. Don't draw into that right now.
And learn your true
And do
power.
I want to get rid of that and just cycle it? I think I do, because I'm actually looking for is reactive. That was a stupid scry to the top.
We are the
Now we just
future.
filter it, get rid of it. Doesn't matter, but at least we have another 2/2 blocker out. Gonna tap this regardless of what we do. So I think we're actually on the counterattack plan. I mean, I'm lifelinking whatever he swings back. I am probably going to block the Conjurant, just got its actual power and toughness a bit. They might just swing at Kasmina, which is fine. Can't target that, I believe. Yeah, needs a CMC of 2 greater. What do we have in here that we're still would be happy to draw? Spark Harvest would be cool. Sarkhan would give us a really big body in the form of a token, which they couldn't tap. Yeah, we're definitely going to go this way here. At least that's going to gut the Conjurant. Honor the God Pharaoh doesn't do anything for us. God Pharaoh statue is cheeky. Dam Breaker would be cool. Deals with the same thing Charity Extractor does. If we get a wide enough board, though, they can only tap one thing. Yeah, I think we're actually just hoping for Spark Harvest in a weird way to get rid of Enforcer. Kasmina's a dead card, but if we have Sarkin, at least she can swing in the air. Can't cycle this land, sadly. So we're going to hold it just in case we do draw to Honor the God Pharaoh next turn. Swing in here. Nah, he's just going to tap it this turn. That's a smart bet for him, for sure. He's learned from his mistakes. And sadly, we can't do anything with Burning Prophet. We swing in, it gets blocked. At least this way we can... At least I can assume we're going to guarantee he taps it on. Or ignores it. Might just swing in just so we can get through with the extra singular damage from Conjurant, which we might just throw at Kasmina. And right now we're assuming they have no other gameplay. Heartfire is a bummer. They got rid of Teo's Light Shield, getting the buff on their Burning Prophet, gets rid of ours. So they're going to be swinging at our face for probably 4. That makes more sense for them. Swing with the Prophet, the Conjurant, hold back the Enforcer just to chat my Extractor on my turn. That's a problem. That's a problem, okay. At least we're getting rid of Kasmina. Doesn't do much for me, but... On our turn, we're just going to get tapped. I don't see us coming back unless we draw into Arc Harvest, and even then, that's Cursory Speed. Look at the tap off before then and have a turn where they're hitting me for at least 8. This is going to be a hard one to pull myself back into. Now they're going to tap with their Enforcer. And then even, I'm going to whip out the Vraska's Finisher here, but it's at the point where it's largely irrelevant, because they're going to untap here, tap the Finisher, swing in for at least 7, possibly more, depending on what's in hand. So I think we're going to lose this one, which I'm a little bit bummed out about. And they're getting +1/+1 counter on everything next turn from the tap effect on War Screecher. Oh, they forgot to tap, I guess? I mean, they could have a trick, but... This is kind of where I'm like, yeah, they have a trick. So that's what I'm locked into here. They would have had lethal if they tapped, though. Yeah, they didn't have to be flashy with that. They missed lethal on that one. It doesn't matter here. Sadly, I don't have the non-existent board wipe. Just gonna hit him with our good game. And that's it. 2 and 3. Not the worst we could have done, but I was hoping for a bit better performance. But it's gonna be our first draft. Wish it gone better, but it didn't. See what our prizes are. 200 gems. Singular booster. I think I might have another one here. Nah, just the one. What did we get here? In this account, it looks like... Okay, this card I don't think is good. It has arguably one of the best art in the set, though. It's just great. I love it. Same thing with the flavor text. But for now, I'm Dr. Rit. Don't hate me too much because I'm bad at limited. But yeah, that's War of the Spark. I guess Dominaria rotates in tomorrow. We'll see how that goes if I'm feeling like trying limited again. But yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Bye for now, everybody.